Rickeymouse.
Well, guys, they are back. So this past weekend, and of course this video is coming out on Tuesday, but I'm going to take an additional day to kind of see what happened here. This group called Patriot Front has decided to once again make their presence known. Now, you're obviously seeing some stuff here in the cutaway, which I've kind of got rolling while my voice kind of goes over. And of course, they chose to go to Washington, D.C. this time. And of course, there are a lot of photos saying stuff like these people are done, this, that, and the other. Now, before we talk about this, I want you to know right now that I did a video on this exact same group on John Claymore, my main channel, my more social commentary related channel. And I kind of speculated right then that maybe they were feds. Now, really quick, before I go any further, this video right here is to try to narrow down what it could be and why it is that I think that it more than likely is the feds. But before we go any further, let me go ahead and kind of roll this right here, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. Then we're going to roll some more footage of a brave soul who kind of snuffed these guys out, and then we're going to talk about that a little bit more. So let's go ahead and roll this. And really quick, Joe Biden doing this little spiel here while this is going on in D.C., doing this at a HBCU, a historically black college, yeah, it doesn't exactly sound to me like a coincidence.
Poison of white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
Life, liberty, victory!
Want to check it out?
Damn, son, that might be a cut.
That's a good take right there.
Seek fucking high. Let's fucking go.
They're all wearing the same uniform, of course. Khaki pants, blue shirts, ball caps. They had their faces covered. A lot of times they wear sunglasses. And you might just think right off the bat that this right here is a cold giveaway that these people are feds. But before we jump too fast on that, let's just kind of go ahead and look at exactly why it is that they could be. Or it could be something altogether. Maybe Antifa, because we haven't really seen these people in a while. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, well, Antifa had this thing right after the election when Biden got in office to where they actually still protested anyways. They still went out of their way to smash things in Portland out of anger because I guess they figured out that the person that they helped put in office wasn't going to give them what they wanted, which is exactly what I said was going to happen, because the goal has always been to implement socialism in the country, but to do it in more subtle means instead of outright. That right there is a different video altogether that I'll probably put on the Claymore channel itself. But this guy right here put up a really good tweet saying, look, you know, I've been arrested before in mass arrest, and they normally pull your mask off first, which is something that they normally do if you're masked and you do in fact get arrested, even though I've never been arrested myself. But of course you've got cops, you talk to cops. What I mean by you've got cops is you obviously had the television show Cops at one time where those people would get arrested. You probably think that's television, that's the camera. It's probably not fully real. But then again, though, having gone through the law enforcement academy, this is a very common question. It actually happens a lot more than you might would think. And police officers tell you in law enforcement, yeah, man, if they're wearing a mask, we're going to go ahead and kind of, like, after we subdue them, we're going to go ahead and kind of pull the mask off. We need to identify them, get an actual identification, so that way we can kind of radio into the magistrate's office and all that stuff there, which sometimes happens to be at the actual sheriff's department itself or the sheriff's station or wherever the local jail is. And the place that I live at, the county jail is actually almost like an actual prison. It's almost like an actual honest-to-God penitentiary. But still, though, you got to ask the question, are these people Antifa or are they feds? Well, here's the thing about Antifa. It wouldn't surprise me if feds were not in that group. It also would not surprise me if feds were not in the Proud Boys, which, by the way, I think Enrique Tarrio was, and I'm not going to say it out loud or anything, but I want to say that they tried to pin that on him. I don't know the full truth of that, so I'm not going to go that far into that. However, if you have any more additional information, please leave it in the comment section. I would love to get you guys' thoughts. For the most part, we're talking about the possibility of actual groups. And there was this other red shirt group that I posted on Claymore about. I'll leave that video in the description box as well. Here's the deal. These people, they oftentimes show up to these events, and they typically tend to get their asses kicked when they go there. Now, are they getting their asses kicked on person? Are they on purpose? Are they trying to purposely antagonize crowds into actual literal fist fights? Are they getting paid to do so? I would tend to think that they probably would, which makes you think, is it really feds? Or is it possible that maybe the feds are infiltrating Antifa? Or is it maybe that the feds have paid Antifa to do this? I mean, it just feels to me like a great big giant work is what I'm trying to say. Some groups don't feel like a work. You guys remember Jay Johnson, Grandmaster Jay? You know, the guy who basically told people that this is how you operate an AR-15 and this is a bullpup and this is how you properly activate it. And yet he hits the rifle on his knee and the bolt goes forward. He says the round has gone off. When anybody who's ever actually held an AR-15 rifle, anybody who's ever been around one, knows that that's not exactly how things work. You have to physically depress the trigger with the safety off, meaning their weapon is on fire. A lot of people were saying that it was very possible that Jay Johnson could have very well been somebody who was purposely misleading the INFAC group and the black militias. Of course, these people were also having several negligent discharges. I don't think I need to go into that because while it is hilarious to sometimes look at, it's also sad that people would actually fall for this and not actually do any honest-to-God research. So, but then you get someone like what I'm about to show you now. You get a good old-fashioned troll, and next thing you know, it just feels like the truth begins to come out and things begin to unravel. That clip of that brave soul has been removed from Twitter, so instead I've got to substitute this with a clip from Joe Rogan roasting these guys.
Where's the fat people? How come they're all wearing the same clothes? Do that again. What the fuck is this? Have you ever seen anything that looks more like feds? Tell me that doesn't look like feds. Right?
It's like the 101st Airborne.
Bro, look at this. These guys are all runners. These guys look like they just got out of buds.
I mean, look.
Fuck out of here. Look at this. The fuck out of here. How do they all have, like, uniformed outfits on? They have the same color pants for the most part. Very little variation. They have tan or brown pants. Dark blue shirts with the fucking stupid flag on it. This asshole's got a drum. Back that up. Look at the fucking drum. Bitch.
Not the biggest fan of Joe, but he's got a very, 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 very good point. It looks to me like every single one of these guys runs close to 300. If you've been to Washington, D.C., you will see that because in that entire area, right around the National Mall, of course, right there near the Washington Monument, of course, you've got the Senate Building, got Capitol Hill, all that stuff. It's a great place to go exercise at, run, walk, ride a bike through. Pigeons are all over the place. Hell, I even had a pigeon one time land right in front of me while I was eating. I also had a squirrel too. Great place to go to. I love going to Washington, D.C., especially the American History Building Museum, which is the Smithsonian. And, of course, I love those museums as a whole. I'm kind of got a bit of a fetish for those things. I love museums. Maybe fetish wasn't the right word, but still at the same time. An affinity. That's what I'm saying, affinity. You guys can roast me in the comments. You guys know I am. So the thing is this right here. It looks to me like this right here is just one great big giant work. Now, obviously, the work is to try to keep the white supremacy shtick, the white supremacy angle. It looks like it's designed to do so. And, of course, in Chicago, don't worry, I will leave this video here. You've got this right here going on. People, of course, are tired of all the immigration. So it makes me think to myself, are these groups about to link up? No, that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen in the city of Chicago, from what I can see, is that it looks like the immigration is... I think that black voters there are starting to realize that they're being replaced. I spoke about this in a previous video, which another video will be left in the comment section because there's going to be a lot of videos left in the description box of this video. Got to make it over 1,000 characters. So, the thing is this right here. It makes you honestly wonder what's actually going on here. You see, me personally, I believe what's about to happen in Chicago is designed to, what they're hoping for is they're hoping for the Hispanics who are coming across the border. They're hoping that they will join in the effort to fight white supremacy, when in reality the only thing it's going to do is cause problems between the Hispanics in those cities and, of course, the black people who live in those cities who realize that they're now being replaced. It seems to me like it's another great big giant work that's costing the taxpayers a lot of money that, of course, just will not pay off, because at this moment in time we're looking for trade-offs and not actual solutions. Guys, short time of prepping, John Claymore here. If you like this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, sound off in the comment section. I would love to get you guys' thoughts, and I'll see you guys later.